So we're back in all-time high territory. This is despite the coronavirus. We've essentially wiped out all coronavirus fears from the market. We're back right where we started. Also, Tesla down like 15% today. People are taking their money out. A lot of institutional buyers got in the past couple days. A lot of FOMO. A lot of people seeing, okay, Tesla's really skyrocketing right now. They need to get in. They've been roasting Tesla the whole time, and now they're finally buying, and that's causing a massive push upward. The stock is moving on $100 million, 100 million shares of trading volume. Normally, it's around 12 million shares of trading volume. So we look at simple supply and demand stuff. The supply, not really there. The demand, people are trying to get in. People got FOMO. They want to own the stock. They've been roasting it a long time. They've got burned, and they need to buy it. So that's pushing the price up, getting more people to sell because the price is going so high, and that's, kind of fulfilling the transactions. That's why if you look at the Tesla graph, it's kind of like crazy. It's, a great stock, great potential down the road. But I think it's got to grow into that market cap. It's got to mature as a stock a little bit. And I think a lot of people agree with that. And that's why the stock fell down a ridiculous amount today. It's been a ridiculous week so far for Tesla. It's been a ridiculous year. But, the stock, it's a good company. It's a great company. I think it's going to be one of the biggest companies in the world. There's a guy, Ron Barron. He's a longtime Tesla shareholder. He was speaking about it this morning. I agree with him. Tesla is a great company. They're going to be valued at a very high valuation and possibly one of the biggest companies in the world. So I understand the bulls, but I do think that they need to grow into this market cap. They need to mature as a company. And I think it's being a little overvalued right now, and we should wait for a drop to buy it. So FOMO is taking effect in Tesla. Watch that run. Now let's talk about the coronavirus because we've just wiped that away. How is that possible, right? Last night we added 4,000 cases. So we went from 20,000 to 24,000 and 160 new deaths. Now, I just listened to the squawk on the street. We got the South Korea market going and everything. Another 4,000 cases. 28,000 total cases. It's getting a little creeping up in the numbers. So we don't know if China's underreporting this. They probably don't want any sort of panic. Goldman Sachs just announced that they're decreasing their expected Chinese GDP down to 4%. For the quarter, we were expecting something over 5%, more consistent with what they've been doing. So that number is not going to go up from here, right? It's only going to go down. We're pretty much a third of the way through the quarter already. So it's not looking good for China, in my opinion. I don't agree with being at all-time highs with coronavirus eating China, shutting down the whole country, and Goldman Sachs decreasing their GDP expectations. Lots of companies closing shops, all that kind of stuff. We got to be a little more concerned. We got to be, watching, waiting for things to happen, seeing what happens, and then making decisions. A lot of people want to discount coronavirus just because we don't expect it to really have an effect here in the United States. But we just signed a trade deal with China. We're trying to do more with China. China is supposed to be buying things from us. And how are they going to buy things from us if they can't even leave the house? So we got to keep these things in mind. Let's check our optimism on coronavirus. It's spreading. China's probably underreporting the numbers. So it's probably spreading more than 4,000 cases a day, which is, we had 4,000 cases total last Monday. And it could become a very dire situation. I was actually speaking to a friend of mine who lives in Singapore, who's a Chinese citizen, and told me the situation is incredibly dire. He was showing me videos about how the Chinese are handling it. They've got these massive trucks blowing gas on buildings, trying to kill it and stuff. It's not good. Nobody's leaving the house. Nobody's going to work. Like, if this were happening in the United States, it would be scary. It would be a zombie apocalypse. Now, that said, the people in China, they love the way Xi is handling it, President Xi. They think he's doing a very good job, and they're very confident in what's going to happen. And I'm very confident in what's going to happen. So let's be a little optimistic on the virus. So it originated in the city of Wuhan, and that's part of a bigger province. And according to the reports, 80% of the total cases are within that province. So they're at least doing a very good job of containing it. They're putting blockades on city exits and everything. No one's really allowed to leave anywhere. City's on shutdown. Country's on shutdown. So at least it's contained to that area, and it's not really spreading a lot. But that said, we just got another case in the United States. But the biggest issue is China. So they need to get this thing under control. We need to see the cases starting to flatline or decrease. And, went from 4,000 yesterday, 4,000 today. Looks like it's flatlining. Let's see what happens tomorrow. And if it, happens tomorrow that we get 2,000 cases, this video is old school. We're handling it better. Not a whole lot to be concerned about. But at the same time, we got to be cautious with our decisions. This is not a time I would personally be buying. I don't see why you'd be buying at all-time highs with coronavirus fears. But some people, everyone has different philosophies. So, that's the news. We're at all-time highs. Tesla had a big, check today. They fell down. I think that their short-term bull run, is a little overstated. I don't think they deserve a $130 billion market cap right now. I think they'll definitely get to that valuation at some point in the future, and I think they'll surpass that valuation. I think they might even hit $1 trillion by the end of the decade. I think Tesla's a real big, futuristic energy and battery company. And I think the energy that they're going to produce is going to be the best energy, and all of us are going to use it. That's why they bought Solar City, which was actually run by Elon Musk's brother. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Tesla become the biggest energy company in the world. But I don't think that we're taking into account the competition that there is in the auto industry. The fact that Uber and Lyft, and mostly Uber, are really going to dominate transportation, in my opinion. I understand Tesla is adding their own sort of Uber functionality, and that might be a very good competition to Uber. But Google's got Waymo. Waymo's incredible. So autonomous driving is benefits and becomes better depending on the data collected. And GM, Ford, Porsche, every car company, they pump out way more cars than Tesla. And, in the next 2-3 years, they're all going to switch to electronic vehicles, probably with autonomous driving capabilities to an extent, at least cameras that are going to be able to start collecting that data, improving their algorithms, and being at par or better than Tesla in autonomous driving within 3 to 5 years. So Tesla's a great company, great energy company, the best batteries around, best solar charging, best solar roof, best EVs right now. But we also got to keep in mind that there's a lot of other car companies out there with good dividends, with incredible PE ratios that can raise capital just as easily, if not more easily, and that have the manufacturing output to scale very quickly and produce a lot of cars. So with that in mind, we'll talk tomorrow. Peace.